So let's talk about one of the important concept in Langchain, which is a runnable interface. So what is the runnable interface? Basically, it's a protocol or it's a protocol which has been implemented in Langchain to the various components so that all those Langchain components basically expose similar methods. For example, in the past, what we have seen that whenever, for example, if we take this OpenAI calls, this once we create this instance for chat model, what we can do is we can use this instance and we can simply say invoke and then say hi. Okay, if you say hi, what you will see is our model responds back. So this method invoke is actually the runnable interface. This has come through runnable interface, meaning what they have done is that they have created particular methods like invoke, like stream, okay, and these methods are consistently available to some of the Langchain components. Okay, so this is an example of that invoke method. So if we do model underscore OpenAI dot invoke, it can basically inference our OpenAI model. Same model, same method can again be used to invoke the model if instead of the string, if we give it a list of messages. Okay, so the method is same, just that now we can pass the list of messages so that we can inference our model. Okay, another, you can see the another uses of the same method which is implemented by this runnable interface, which is in the last video we have seen parser. So again, what we are going to do, we are using this method invoke on another component which is this time parser. So parser dot invoke and we are giving the response which we received from the grok. So all in all, let's go and see the official documentation so that you get the better idea. The runnable interface is the foundation for working with the LangChain components, and it's implemented across many of them such as language models, output parsers. So we have seen how we can use these methods which are consistent across all the LangChain components. So we have seen how we can use invoke method through the language models or the chat models. We have seen the same method can also be used in output parsers. And similarly, we can also use these methods in retrievers and compiled LangGraph graphs as well. Okay, this guide covers the main concepts and methods of the runnable interface, which allows developers to interact with the various LangChain components in a consistent and predictable manner. Okay, so these are those methods actually. So we have seen invoked. Similarly, we can use on top of these components, we can also use the methods like chat model dot batch, chat model dot stream as well. If we go below, we will see there is an table. Okay, so this table basically helps you to find out what are those components on top of which we can use these methods. For example, prompt. Okay, so we can use these methods on prompt on chat model. We have already seen chat model dot invoke and we give string as an input, and we can also give the list of messages. Similarly, we can use them on large language model, objects, output parsers, retrievers, and tool. So this is the list of those components which basically implement this runnable interface. And now the question is, how do we know that what these methods will be taking as an input and what will be their output? So this table actually help us to know if you are using those methods, for example, the invoke methods with prompt, then the expected input type is dictionary and the output is the prompt value. Similarly, in case of chat models, if we do OpenAI underscore model dot invoke, then it expects basically either a string or a list of messages. This we have seen in the code just now. Okay, we can pass a string or we can pass a list of messages. Let me show you one more time. So we are passing a string as an input because this is a chat model, and we can see in the chat models can take either a string or a list of chat messages or a prompt value as an input. And what is the output? Output is the chat message. So you can see the output is basically a chat message, which is AI message in both the cases. Okay. Another, we have also seen, if we are using the output parsers, if we are using this method on top of output parser component, then what it basically expect is the output of a large language model. So this also we have used. We created the instance of output parser, parser equal to string output parsers, and what we should pass? We should pass the output of a language model, the output of a LLM. So this is what we passed. We passed the response which we received earlier from the Grok model. So basically, this table helps you to find out what is input and what is the expected output of those runnable methods. Okay, and these are the components which basically uh, implement that protocol. So now see, this is very important concept because this concept will also be handy when we will be building chains. When we build chains, and these chains are also basically implement runnable interface. That means once we build chains, once we combine these components together with the help of chain, and then we can use these methods also on our chain object like chain.invoke and chain.stream. Okay, so next we are going to study about chains. Thank you.